I woke up this morning to find this sort of news, and it makes me go, aha! Thank you, Marvel Senpai, for finally noticing me. Thank you, Marvel Senpai, for finally noticing the oppressed Indonesians around and letting people who are Indonesians just write in comics in Marvel. The only problem is these Indonesians are, let's just say, social justice warriors. You know, like every single Marvel comic that has been published since the past couple of months. I already made tons and tons of videos on that. So what happens? Well, Marvel artist Ardian Shaft hid anti-Christian and Jewish messages in this week's X-Men comic. How ironic that X-Men is supposed to be about diversity and tolerance and lots of people coming in together from different places, different spectrums of life coming in because they're mutants, have to unite together and... In Indonesia, 212 is the number used to denote a specific mass protest from the 2nd December last year. Hundreds of thousands of Muslims marched against Christian governor of Jakarta, Basuki Cahayapurnama, known as Ahok, over allegations of blasphemy regarding his use of the Quran in campaigning against the opponents. The march was organized in part with the national movement to safeguard the Indonesian Ulama Council fatwa. It was pretty hardline conservative, and the protest demanded the government was prosecuted and jail Ahok based on the council's fatwa, declaring him to be a blasphemer. Ahok caused a great deal of controversy in Indonesia after he reverted to a verse in the Quran while campaigning, specifically the verse Al-Ma'idah 551, and said that people should not believe in Islamic leaders who claim it forbids Muslims from being led by non-Muslims. He has since repeatedly apologized for his statements, but it hasn't stemmed the protests. Yes, this is the issue here, people. We have social justice warriors from Indonesia, except instead of campaigning for feminism and everything like that, they are campaigning for the extremism of Muslim and Islam stuff. And the thing is, these people, they're gonna go into these protests and basically ask you to be, not just be jailed, but also be beheaded. You should be beheaded for saying the wrong thing about the Quran. Well, the only problem is, the Quran quote that he cited, he actually has legitimate concerns about it. Oh, you have believed, do not take the Jews and the Christians as allies. They are in fact allies of one another. And whoever is an ally to them among you, then indeed he is one of them. Indeed, Allah guides not the wrongdoing people. So basically, the verse here is trying to justify not having Jews or Christians as the leader of some sort for your country. The only problem is, you're living in Indonesia and not living in Saudi Arabia. If you're living in Saudi Arabia and suddenly you want to vote in you decided that you're gonna slap this law to uphold this law to your country, well, go ahead. Go right ahead. But the problem is, you're living in Indonesia and you're living in Jakarta. You're trying to have an election to elect a Jakarta mayor. This is completely contradictory to our values. Our values of unity and diversity, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. What the hell is going on with that? What the hell happened with that? These people just basically destroyed it, just wiped it off completely. So Christians cannot be a governor here in Indonesia thanks to these people, thanks to the social justice warriors in Indonesia, just coming in, protesting. And the thing is, by the time I say this, by the time I say all of these words, I'll probably gonna get lynched, I'll probably gonna get mobbed, but I'm going to say it anyway, because this is BS, tons and tons of BS, and people are just feels over reels without even trying to take it logically of what's going on around here, what's happening, and try to understand where he's coming from. They just go out mad and ask him to be beheaded. And the Indonesians have a different way of translating this verse, and that Muslims should not appoint the Jews and Christians as their leader. Exactly. I've discussed this with my friend as well. That's exactly what he said too. The number 212 and 51 appear. You can see that it is 212. And 51, you can see that. 51, referencing to the verse in the Quran. 212, 51, Jewers and Jews. Nice way of sneaking your messages in that. Like, I thought the purpose of people going into X-Men comics, like, to get out of this political stuff, this political BS around now you're attacking us. Now you're decided that, let's put in Indonesian politics as well. As if I really want to care. I want to go into comics to avoid this sort of thing. And not only you're giving in American politics in the comics, you're giving also Indonesian politics. So if I get a little bit pissed off in that sort of thing, Ironic that the X-Men series were created in the 60s by Jewish creators, and now you're giving it to anti-Jewish artists. Later in the comic Colossus short, we see the number QS 551 referring to the Quran Surah, with the Surah meaning chapter 551. Colossus is a Muslim now. What? Why are... Why? Why? Marvel is... This is stupid, Marvel. You just say what you want about the whole religious politics, Hulk stuff. I don't really care. This is stupid. This is upper tier level of stupid. This is unbelievable. Marvel, why are you doing this shit? What? Oh. Colossus is playing alongside Christian character Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler. RDA posted the original artist image on Facebook to his Indonesian followers. The messages were soon spotted. 212 and 51. Hehehe. Uhuy, gambarnya sepulan aksi. So he is a social justice warrior. Like, apparently Marvel decided to hire social justice warriors from all spectrums of life. Gue suka artnya, walaupun cara lo cari exposure dengan ngebait orang pakai Almadiah sama 12 itu gue kurang suka. As in, I love the art, man, but your methods of shoving in your political propaganda, that's I don't like that, man. And rightfully so, because it is so stupid. Then again, agama is a garbage topic, easily played by news for getting attention. This dude fucking gets it. I love you, man. I fucking love you. You are amazing. In previous works, Adrian Shaf has hidden political figures in the background. An issue of Batgirl featured a mention of President Indonesia Joko Widodo? What? Oh! What level of retardation am I in? What level of retardation am I in? Stop! What is... This is 10 times more... Let's continue. When that was posted, Ardian asked his poster to be quiet. Sepi. No. This basically means he doesn't ask people to be quiet here. He's basically telling people that it's pretty quiet here. What's going on? But seriously, why? But too late. The message has escaped onto the social media. The anti-Semitic message that Ardian has been represented through his art is horrible and intolerant. I thought X-Men would have stood for inclusiveness and tolerance, yet Quran Surah 551 is literally the opposite. Hope you're taking actions. Ardian Chef, quite the name in the DC Marvel scene, put anti-infidel Quran first in his X-Men Gold art. Completely shameful. And an open letter has been published to Marvel asking it to address the situation. Dear Marvel Comics, my name is Haikal. I am from Jakarta, Indonesia. I would like to inform you something about your recent comic X-Men Gold. I am a fan of Marvel Comics and I also enjoy your movies. Not from what I've known, Marvel stand for diversity. You included minorities on your roster of superheroes. Roster of superheroes. We have more female heroes. Now we have LGBT heroes. We have biracial heroes. Blah, 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 blah. But I found out that in X-Men Gold comic, there's a subliminal message on hatred towards minorities. It was done by this person and he's using comics to spread hatred against non-Muslim minorities in Indonesia. It wouldn't be the first time comic book creators have snuck messages into the books. Yeah, it's not the first time. I already made tons and tons of videos on this. Comic book, just sneak in diversity and feminism and everything like that. It's not the first time. And it's Marvel has been saying that, there has been like, lots of people in Marvel saying that diversity is apparently hurting the sales in comics. No, Marvel. Diversity is not the one hurting your sales in comics. Shoving in political propagandas, that's the one hurting your comics. Changing characters that were originally this to be something else, either you gender bend them, make them a Rule 63 version of themselves, or you make them another race, and abandoning the original characters, that's also ruining your comic. That's also dropping the sales of your comic. And horrendous writing, has anybody considered that maybe the reason why your sales fail is because your writing is terrible? No? Maybe you should try to rethink that, Marvel. And Marvel finally released a statement on the controversial X-Men Gold art, which, of course they're going to do that because, my God, that was stupid. The mentioned artwork in X-Men Gold 1 was inserted without knowledge behind its reported meanings. As in, you have zero editor to actually do a little bit of an oversight to this entire thing. Yeah, competent job on there, Marvel. Competent, absolutely fucking competent job. These implied references do not reflect the views of the writer, editors, of anyone else at Marvel, and in direct opposition of the inclusiveness of Marvel Comics and what the X-Men have stood for since their creation. This artwork will be removed from subsequent printings, digital versions, and trade paperbacks, and disciplinary action is being taken. You know, it's kind of ironic coming from Marvel, especially knowing that a couple of their issues in comic books have something to do with hating men and hating straight white men in general. So in the end, Marvel Comics, stay stupid. Maybe I can make fun of you more in the future. But if you stop being stupid, I can't make fun of you, or people will not make fun of you. And now that you're doing this sort of thing, you're getting things more and more close to heart, getting more and more personal to me, Marvel. Yeah, I would speak out about this. I would speak out and I would tell everybody that you're stupid, you're getting more and more stupid, and now that it invades me, it invades my country personally, it's going to happen to yours as well. It's going to happen to yours. And if you can't stop, if you stop telling Marvel that this is stupid, they're gonna continue on doing this and having their comics to be terrible, having their comics to be not well written, having their comics to be just dwindling on the sales. Just in September, they got crushed by DC. They went back up and decided, no, we're not gonna have politics in Marvel. That's all for the video today. If you like this, you can go ahead, click the like button, and subscribe for more. If you wish, you can support me on Patreon, and thanks for watching.